Chapter 9 Introduction to Adobe Photoshop CC. Image editing. You might have noticed that pictures that you click in your daily life are different from the ones that are published in newspapers, magazines, or articles. These pictures look different because they are edited. Today, image editing is one of the most important characteristics of modern photography. Image editing means editing, improving, or otherwise manipulating graphic images. It is done to create the best possible look for the images and also to improve the overall quality of the image according to different parameters. Image editing is typically done in two ways. Changing the image by adjusting the attributes like size, color, contrast, etc. By adding new attributes like shapes, text, or new images. The two major image types are raster and vector. Raster images. These images use mainly colored pixels or individual building blocks to form a complete image. JPEGs, GIFs, and PNGs are common raster image types. Almost all of the photos found on the web and in print catalogs are raster images. If you zoom into a raster images, it loses the quality. Vector images. These images are mathematical calculations from one point to another that form lines and shapes. If you zoom into a vector image, it will always look the same. A software that is used to edit images or other graphics and also convert them to different graphics formats is known as image editor or photo editor. A commonly used advanced image and graphic editor is Adobe Photoshop. What is Photoshop? Adobe Photoshop is the most popular program used for creating and modifying images for the internet and for publishing. It is developed by Adobe Systems. It delivers the utmost power and creative control with the advanced tools for outstanding image handling. It is an extremely powerful and easy-to-use application. Who uses Photoshop? Photographers use selection tools, layers and masking technologies to perform advanced compositing and employ filters and painting features for artistic enhancements. Photoshop contains everything that image makers need to perfect their photos, including tools for retouching, correcting color, noise removal, and sharpening. Web and interactive designers use Photoshop to bring their creative visions to life in print, on mobile devices, and on the web. It plays a key role in the designer's workflow, providing the necessary tools to retouch or enhance photos and produce imaging content that is optimized for multiple design outcomes. Designers can port their interface and website creations from Photoshop. Starting Adobe Photoshop CC. To start Adobe Photoshop CC, follow the given sequence. Click Start button, then All Apps, then Adobe Photoshop CC. Fact bit: the first version of Photoshop was called Display Program. Components of Photoshop Workspace. Menu bar. It is located across the top of the screen. It contains all the main menus of Photoshop such as Edit, Image, Layer, Select, etc. Options bar. It contains options related to the currently selected tools. Document window. It is the area that displays the image file you want to edit. The name or title of the image file appears as a tab at the top of the document window. Panels. On the right side of the Photoshop window, there is a separate area for panels. Photoshop offers various panels that can either be grouped or stacked. Panels can be placed anywhere on the screen. To move them, click on the panel top and drag the panel while keeping the left mouse button pressed. The following are the most commonly used panels: Color panel, Swatches panel, Adjustments panel, Styles panel, History panel, Layers panel from Technology. Tools panel. Along the left side of the Photoshop window, we find the Tools panel. It works like an artist's paint box and holds a variety of tools that help us to draw, paint, and manipulate images. Creating a new document. Setting up your document correctly from the start will make your job much easier as you work through your project. This will require some advanced planning. For example, if your final output will be a brochure, you may need to set up your document to be horizontal and double-sided. To create a new document, follow the steps given below. Step 1. Click File, then New. This will open a dialog box. Step 2. The new dialog box allows you to specify the name, width, height, resolution, and color mode of your new image. Document name. In the Name text box, type the name for your document. Document dimensions. Sets the width and height of the document here. In Width box, type a value for the width, horizontal length. In Height box, type a value for the height, vertical length. Resolution. Resolution is the number of pixels on a printed area of an image. The higher the resolution, the more pixels there are on the page, the better the quality of the image. However, high resolution increases the size of the file. The standard recommended resolution for printed images is 150 to 300. For web images, it is 72. Color mode. Choose a color mode that will best fit your project. For example, when making a graphic for a website, choose RGB. Background contents. Choose the background, white, color, or transparent. White fills the background layer with white, the default background color. Background color fills the background layer with the current background color. Transparent makes the first layer transparent with no color values. Step 3. When you have entered all of your document settings, click OK. Fact bit. When making an image for print, choose C, cyan, M, magenta, Y, yellow, and K, key or black. Inserting an image. To insert any image, follow the steps given below. Step 1. Select File, then Place Embedded. Step 2. Place Embedded dialog box will appear. Select an image by typing its name in File Name box. Click Place. Step 3. The image will appear in sort of a grid. Click and drag the image to the point where you want to place it. Step 4. Click Commit in the options bar or press Enter. Fact bit. Different image formats are PSD, Photoshop document, GIF, Graphic Interchange Format, JPEG, Joint Photographic Experts Group, TIFF, Tag Index File Format. Selection tools. Selection tools are used to select an image or a part of it to perform any operations like move, edit, or retouching. There are various selections tools in Photoshop. Rectangle Marquee tool. This tool is used to select an image or a part of it in a rectangular, square, elliptical, or a row or column that is 1 pixel wide. Follow the steps given to select a part of image using Rectangle Marquee tool. Step 1. Open any image. Step 2. Click on the Rectangular Marquee tool in the Tools panel. The cursor appears as a crosshair sign. Step 3. To select the required part of the image, place the cursor on it. Click and hold the left mouse button and then drag it. Step 4. A dashed border marquee will appear around the portion that you have selected. Now you can cut, copy, or delete this selected part of the image. Lasso tool. The lasso tool is a bunch of 3 very useful tools used for freehand selections. These are lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool, and magnetic lasso tool. Using lasso tool, step 1. Open any image, click on the lasso tool in the Tools panel. Step 2. To select the required part of the image, place the cursor on it. Click and drag the mouse pointer around the part of the image and mark the selection. Step 3. Release the mouse at the end point. To complete the selection, simply return to the spot where you began and release your mouse button. If you do not, Photoshop will automatically close the selection for you by drawing a straight line from the point where you released your mouse button to the point where you began. Magnetic lasso tool. The magnetic lasso tool is an edge detection tool, meaning that it actively searches for the edge of the object as you are moving around it. Then snaps the selection outline to the edge and clings to it like a magnet. To use magnetic lasso tool, follow the steps given below. Step 1. Open any image. Click on the magnetic lasso tool in the Tools panel. Step 2. To select the required part of the image, place the cursor on it. Click and drag the mouse pointer around the part of the image to mark the selection. You will notice this tool drops fastening points along the edges. Step 3. Continue this process till you reach the starting point or double-click at the ending point. Observe the selection. Quick Selection Tool. This tool is used for quick selection. As you drag the mouse, the selection expands outward and automatically finds and follows defined edges in the image. It is used for selecting the parts of an image that requires great precision. To use this tool, follow the steps given below. Step 1. Click on Quick Selection Tool. Step 2. Drag the mouse to make the desired selection. Magic Wand Tool. When you click on an area in the image with the Magic Wand tool, Photoshop looks at the tone and color of the area you clicked on and selects pixels that share the same color and brightness values. In Magic Wand tool, there is tolerance option that tells Photoshop how different in tone and color a pixel can be from the area we clicked on for it to be included in the selection. For example, if you set tolerance option value to 64, the Photoshop will select any pixels that are the same color as the area we clicked on, plus any pixels that are up to 64 shades darker or 64 shades brighter. To use Magic Wand tool, follow the steps given below. Step 1. Click on the Magic Wand tool. The pointer changes into a wand symbol. Step 2. Click any part of the image. All of the adjacent area of pixels having the same color will be selected. Fact bit. By default, the tolerance value is set to 32. Crop tool. This tool is used to remove the unwanted parts from an image. It is used to select a specified area that you want to focus on and work on. To use crop tool, follow the steps given below. Step 1. Select the crop tool from the Tools panel. Step 2. Click and drag to select the part of the image you wish to keep. Step 3. Adjust the cropping handles if necessary. The selected part of the image within the selection is known as the cropping area. The area outside the cropped area is darker and is known as shield. Step 4. Press Enter to crop the image. Alternatively, you can double-click the image. Color selection. There are two colors. Foreground color. This color is used when you paint, fill, or in stroke selections. The default color is black. Background color. This color is used to make gradients and fill in the erased areas of an image. The default color is white. Selecting a color using Color Picker. Step 1. Click on either foreground or background color in the toolbox. The Color Picker dialog box will appear. Step 2. The initial white circle represents the current color. Drag the little triangle on the vertical color slider to change the range of colors displayed. Step 3. Select the desired color. Click OK. Paint Bucket tool. This tool is used to fill the color in the entire enclosed area in just one click. To use this tool, follow the steps given below. Step 1. Select the Paint Bucket tool. Step 2. Click on the Set Foreground Color. Step 3. On the Paint Bucket option palette, specify the opacity. Step 4. Click inside the enclosed area to fill it with the foreground color. Eraser tool. If you make any mistake while painting, you can either use the History palette to undo changes or use the Eraser tool to rectify the mistakes. The eraser is basically a brush that erases pixels as you drag it across the image. Eraser tool in Photoshop has three variations. Eraser tool. It replaces the erased portion with the current background color. Background Eraser tool. It allows you to remove the background color from the image or layer. Magic Eraser tool. It will select similar shades of a certain color and choose portions of the image with similar colors and erase them. Saving images. After you have finished with your work, it is important to save it. Save and Save As command are located under the File menu and are used to save your work. To use these commands, follow the steps given below. Step 1. Click on File menu and select Save. The Save As dialog box will appear. Step 2. Select the location where you want to save your file and specify a name in the File Name text box. Step 3. Click on Save option. Fact bit. The default extension of Photoshop file is .psd. Lesson sum up. Adobe Photoshop is an image editing software developed by Adobe Systems. It is the most popular program used for creating and modifying images for the internet and for publishing. The two major image types, raster and vector. Photoshop offers various panels that can either be grouped or stacked. Selection tools are used to select an image or a part of it to perform any operations like move, edit or retouching. Magnetic lasso tool is an edge detection tool. Quick selection tool is used for quick selection. Crop tool is used to remove the unwanted part from an image. Paint bucket tool is used to fill the color in the entire enclosed area in just one click. Eraser tool replaces the erased portion within the current background color.